Back from the top. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Monday evening. Another edition of KFTV's post-game live presented by DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com and use our code KFTV for a bonus bet of up to $200 when you just bet $5. This is a new sponsor of the day. But we got bigger fish to fry, Al. The Knicks back at the Garden tonight against another former playoff foe and a familiar foe in the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it was a tale of two halves. In the first half, although it was a defensive clinic, it was a wing stop clinic for the New York Knicks, man. The Knicks wings were running and gunning between OG to Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart. Things were looking up for the New York Knicks. But in the second half, it was all for naught as the Cleveland Cavaliers stifled the Knicks defensively. The Cavs guards in Garland, well, particularly Darius Garland, would crush the Knicks. And it would not be such a clutch moment for Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson, man. 110-104. Knicks lose and go to 1-2 in the campaign, man. Let's talk about it. Like, share, and subscribe. CP the Franchise, Alex Rotaros in the building. We had a New York trifecta of games tonight, Al. World Series, Knicks, and Giants in that order of importance. And it looks like we could be going 0 for 3. At the Garden tonight, man. Look, it looked good in the beginning. Like I said, man, this was a wing clinic. Yeah, I thought OG set a good tone. He was in his shot creation bag. Knicks were getting after it defensively, turning defense into offense. Mikal Bridges looked good. He loves that fadeaway baseline jumper. You saw Josh Hart doing Josh Hart things, grabbing, snatching boards. He would still finish with a double-double despite having lost him in this game, which we'll get into. And so coming out of into the third quarter, you felt good about it until the Cleveland Cavaliers, who coming into this game were one of the better second half teams in the league, kind of showed why, man. You know, is this a different defensive team now? We'll see. But I thought the Knicks were mindful. You know, maybe afraid might be a big word, too big of a term, but I thought they were mindful of Evan Mobley the entire night. I thought he did a solid job defensively. Jared Allen as well. On the other end, the Knicks had no answers for Darius Garland. I was fearful of that matchup tonight. I thought Garland was going to have his way with the Knicks tonight, and he did. It just wasn't crisp, man. Well, it wasn't crisp in crunch time.
It wasn't crisp. It's still the markings of a team that is still trying to figure it out and gel together. It's too early to sound the alarm, CP,
Yeah.
but, you know, this is the stuff where you have a whole new starting five. You have Josh Hart leave with about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, too. So that didn't help either, because I know we talk about Wingstop with OG and Bridges, but Josh Hart should be included in that Wingstop as well for his defensive intensity, his prowess for rebounding. So you lose that with 5 minutes to go. And look, man, there's a reason why when he joined the Knicks, you know, about 2.5, 3 years ago, and we went on that playoff run, the impact that he makes. So him going out and you starting to see that the Knicks start to, you know, slowly fade away, it's just one of the many reasons. I mean, the biggest thing that I took away from this game, CP, is that in the fourth quarter, the Knicks just couldn't hit shots, man. I mean, the Knicks had a slow start to begin with. Both teams were just, you know, they were trading shots, feeling each other out in the first quarter. Knicks then start to get on a roll in the second and third. And CP, in the fourth quarter, you know, the Cavs shot, in the fourth quarter alone, Cavs shot 65%. The New York Knicks from the field shot 38%. You know, when you're starting to see that, and it was a little too much relying on Jalen Brunson to solve these issues. They didn't really work the ball around. I mean, only one shot for Bridges in the final, in the final quarter. You only have Cat only taking 3 shots in the final quarter as well. OG also with 3 shots. Too much on Jalen Brunson, and just it was too stagnant. We didn't really see much of that 2-man game that, you know, we were hyped and what was promised at the beginning of the season with Cat and Brunson. I mean, there's just so much to go around. But offensively, this is the thing that was a little more shocking. It wasn't really like a defensive effort. It was the fact that we couldn't make shots. And this team is, I keep saying this is going to be a top 5 offensive team. And in the final frame, they weren't that. Okay. So you
Yeah.
look at the other side, you see the Cavs. This Cavs team is hot. They are shooting the ball really well. They're
Good.
averaging over, what was it? Now you have another game where they put up 110 points. It's not the most. They put up 120, close to, I think it was like 100, over 120 points 2 games in a row, and they're still shooting like over 110 between 4 games now. This Cavs team is legit.
Yeah.
4-0. They had a true test for the Knicks tonight. Is this like the end all be all? Absolutely not. But for a team that is going to make its mark on offense this season, you can't be too thrilled for what you saw in the fourth quarter. But it's nowhere close to sounding the alarms.
No, not at all, man, not at all. With this team coming in tonight, obviously with the Knicks' playoff success against this team just 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. That's come and gone. But maybe there was an expectation that the Knicks would just smack these guys around. But keep in mind that this is a Cleveland Cavaliers team that over the last 2 years won a significant amount of games in the regular season. Last year, despite being decimated by injuries at different points of the year, still finished with the 5th seed in the East. So they're still a good regular season team. And when you have Mitchell and Garland, who put so much pressure on defenses, whether it's from the outside or getting into the paint and being able to create for their bigs, it's a tough night. And defensively, give credit. A lot of people are expecting a lot from Evan Mobley this year, and he looked great. He was great tonight. Defensively, I thought he was really intimidating the Knicks all night. And in crunch time in the fourth quarter, like you said with Brunson, for one, the Cavaliers give credit to Kenny Atkinson. Like most teams do, they put size on him. A lot of times they had Dean Wade on them. Other times maybe it's Karis LeVert. So they're always it's a Coro. So they're always going to put bigger guys on him. Just like you said, it's just going to take this team time, man. They got to figure out where are they going to go in late game situations. What are they going to run? Somebody in the chat said, what are the sets they're going to run in those final closing minutes? Is it more Towns and Brunson 2-man game? Is it, dumping it down to Towns to get a high percentage shot? Where's Bridges in the mix? They just got to figure all of that out. So tonight, it did not look good because, like you said, he got caught up in a lot of hero ball, and they did not have a good result.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, but once again, it's early in the season. Yeah, you definitely want to see that 2-man game. It's supposed to be lethal. You want to see the pick and roll with Brunson and Cat. You want to see the pick and pop. You want to see that there's just a multitude of options. We were talking about it last night on Knicks Weekly, right, CP? Both guys can attack the lane. Both guys can shoot. You want to see that versatility between both of them. That's why you got Cat. You talked about you wanted to space the floor. Well, didn't really space the floor tonight, all right? And I don't know if you saw this by Tommy Beer, man, if you have the stat pulled up. But Tommy Beer tweeted, Cat is averaging just 9.3 field goal attempts per game through 3 contests this season. Per Basketball Reference, it's the first time in more than 6 years Towns has attempted fewer than 12 field goals in 3 straight games, January of 2018. So you got this guy to be an offensive threat, but yet he is not heavily involved in the offense. And look, I get it. You have him, you have Brunson, you got Bridges. There's a lot of guys, there's a lot of mouths to feed offensively.
Yeah.
I get it. But you brought him in here to be that second dude. Like, you brought him in here because he could put the ball in the hoop, and he's, as he claimed himself, one of the best shooting bigs in the NBA. But we haven't really unlocked that yet, and I still want to see that. Like, that's why you have him here. And while I understand this is Brunson's team, I understand you want to give Brunson all the looks possible because he is the captain and so forth. Just because he's the captain, he's been here. We got to find rhythm. We got to make sure guys stay involved no matter what quarter is in. And even for tonight, Brunson was struggling. Like, let's give it a beat. From the jump, this guy was not in his bag. It took him some time to find the range to attack. And through the middle of the game, he started to figure it out. But then fourth quarter, we can't just have 9 shots from Brunson and only 3 shots for Cat. That's insane, dude. Like, that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So Thibs has got to figure that out and make sure Cat gets involved because, look, even from 3, right? Let's look at this game as a whole. If you look at it through all 4 quarters, Cat only attempted 2 shots from downtown. That's, in my opinion, unacceptable. because this guy is supposed to space the floor for you, make it 10 times easier for guys like Brunson, Hart, OG, and Bridges to really attack the lane. And we're not doing that. Like, Cat only went 1 for 2 from 3. And while the percentage is good, we're supposed to be a high volume 3-point shooting team. And we only took 28 shots. I'm not expecting us to be the Celtics and shoot 60, but he has put up 36 shots from downtown tonight. Knicks only mustered up 28. Like, it should be much more, especially when you have Cat, who could shoot the 3 and who could shoot from damn near the logo. So, like, what are we doing, and why aren't we optimizing that in this game from the jump? Like, gotta open up the playbook a little more early on the season.
Also thought, Bridges started out strong. It was good to see Mikal Bridges in this game. I thought he played well. 9 of 15 from the field, 19 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block. Mikal Bridges was getting it done on both ends of the floor. So it's kind of disappointing to see him not get activated again, especially in the second half when I thought the Knicks could have used some scoring variety. So again, they'll work that out and get that figured out, and we'll see where we go from here. So, third game, they'll figure it out. But what was not so good was Josh Hart out. Josh Hart, who was questionable in this game with a ankle impingement. Usually you hear about shoulder impingement, but now he's got an ankle impingement. Played and got on his Dennis Rodman game, just ripping down rebounds left and right. But then it got ugly in the second half, man. He got slammed on his side on a Georges Niang foul, hard foul. And then he got kicked. He didn't get kicked, but Karis LeVert's knee ran right into his ankle, full speed. And so I don't know if it's a contusion or what, but you can expect Josh Hart is going to miss some time. Unfortunate, man. He played very well tonight. Best player on the court tonight.
It's crazy, CP. And I mean, we can still talk about the storyline of Hukporti tonight. It's crazy how storylines just change, by quarters at this point. So, Josh Hart, the utility man, you talked about him being on his Dennis Rodman game. Look, man, tonight he had 16 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 assists. He went 6 of 6 from the free throw line. This guy was doing everything. He even went 2 of 5 from downtown, CP. Yeah. This guy was in his bag. And to see him get injured when he was questionable for this game, of course he's going to miss some time. It's going to hurt too, because when you think about rebounding, we don't have Mitch. You don't got Precious.
Yeah.
And Cat, who had 10 boards, was out rebounded by Josh Hart. Now, this is not slight to Cat. This is just telling you how important Josh Hart is as a rebounder for this team.
Yeah.
13 boards. Who is going to replicate that when he misses some time? And I want to just talk about, I think it was either the first or second quarter. I think it was the first quarter, where it was a slow start. And you just see I was actually happy to see the multiple offensive boards for second chance opportunities. You see Jericho Sims get a board, kick it back out. I forget who misses the shot. Josh Hart jumps out of bounds, saves it, gets it to Bridges, and then you see Bridges with the easy layup.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that. Like, who is going to replicate that if he misses some time? That is, the dirty work always goes overlooked, because I know that it's an offensive game. Scoring is very pretty. It's easy to gravitate towards, but who is going to replicate Josh Hart? I know there's nothing official yet, but you saw him limping off the court. This is a guy that you have to protect for the long haul of the season. You don't want to risk anything, because this guy is so valuable, because he does all the dirty work, because of the energy that he does bring on the court. So you got to rest him at this point. Who's the next guy to step up with him missing some time?
Call us up 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. Yeah, without question, you can expect Josh Hart to miss some time, and just unfortunate, man. 16 points, 13 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, a 4-10 shooting from the field, 6 of 6 from the charity stripe for Josh Hart. So he had himself a great game, but will be missed due to injury, of course. The third story of the night, Al, Huckamania. Maybe that is the best news of the night for the Huck Hive, for the Hukporti Hive, because Jericho Sims did get the first shot at the backup 5, But then Hukporti in the beginning of the game. But then Hukporti comes in the second quarter for an extended amount of time. Third quarter into the fourth, he becomes the first player off the bench, period. And then assumes that backup 5 role for the rest of the game. That could be a revelation in the Knicks front court in the center rotation. I think Hukporti might have surpassed Sims tonight, man.
It's so crazy, man, how it's like we were talking to, who is it? I forget who submitted the question last night while we had Stevie on the show. When is Kolek going to get into the starting rotation? Yeah. Well, you may be asking about Kolek, but Hukporti decided to say, you know what, Sims, I'm going to take your job. Not later, now.
Yeah.
All right. And that is the fastest change I've ever seen, because remember, Evan Fournier was given a lot of rope right before Quentin Grimes took over, and to see Hukporti get not 1, not 2, not 4 minutes in the second quarter, CP 7 minutes straight as the starting big, or the backup big, I should say, the backup big. And that, to me, you see that McBride clip during the Pacers game in the fourth quarter where he says, yo, these minutes are important, man. These minor minutes. This is how he earns you. This is how you earn his trust. Well, one game is all it took for, Hukporti to earn all of Thibs' trust, because he got 12 minutes tonight. He got 12 minutes tonight of being the backup big. And in my opinion, I thought he did a solid job, man. I think he's active. I think he hustles. I like how he's able to position himself, just whether it's defending, whether it's guarding somebody, or even just boxing somebody out. He does a lot of the little things right that you see that Sims, who's been on this team for quite some time now, has difficulty doing. And you got to give credit to Hukporti for putting the work in and looking solid right now. I'm not saying that, he's going to be like the next Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or whatever, but, or even Kevin Mutombo over here. But this guy has shown enough where he's going to be a solid backup big. And moving forward, I like what he's shown so far. And I think it's a good move, because you want somebody who understands the boxing out, the defensive assignment, how to just switch, maneuver. He's doing that much better than Sims, and so you got to go with guys that you trust at this point.
Let's hear what Thibs had to say on the Hukporti assignment. This is backstage Knicks press conference. Let's see how the audio is. Hopefully it's good. Here we go.
So from a lot of Ariel today. Everything okay with Jericho?
Yeah, just getting a look at someone different to try to change it up. They're big, so pretty dynamic. So we wanted to see what it looked like.
What did you make of how he played?
Good game. I thought his minutes were solid. Yeah.
All right, so that was Thibs. He said he wanted to get a different look. That's what he wanted to say.
Being politically correct now, are we?
Yeah. Thibs said he wanted to give him a look. Sims was not hurt, but wanted to give Hukporti a look, Ben. And on tonight, he gets 12 minutes of a look versus Jericho Sims' 4. So, again, we'll see if that is a trend to certainly keep an eye out on, man. But we got bigger fish to fry, man. We got to get this offense together and get Josh Hart back healthy.
For sure. But I just wanted to make, because I was really focusing on what Hukporti was doing in that second quarter. Mm-hmm. I know the Knicks really worked well offensively to pull themselves out of the hole, not necessarily a hole, but just like pull themselves out of the shooting slump that they were to start off the game. But when you look at Hukporti when he entered with 9 minutes to go in the second, the first thing that I noticed is how he blocked, or not blocked, but defended Evan Mobley. You see Evan Mobley try to drive on him, and he deters it, right? He makes that shot difficult for him. And it's stuff like that where you see, okay, he's not only doing it once, but multiple times. He is being that rim protector that Thibs likes. And in a drop coverage, if you're going to alter shots, even by a guy like Evan Mobley, you're starting to win a lot of trust from a guy like Thibs. So it's the minor stuff like that I think fans noticed. And I got to say this, CP, because I felt the energy all the way here in Boston from Madison Square Garden. If Hukporti made that hook shot over Jarrett Allen, this earth would have shook. Yeah. All right, because everybody was ready for that. Everybody was ready to.
How about the dunk? How about the dunk, man? They missed a crucial dunk. Huckamania would have been really rocking tonight had they let him go with that dunk and one. The referees called it back for an offensive foul. I didn't like that play, man. That play was soft. That play was soft. They said he cleared out with his off arm. It wasn't that crazy, man. I mean, how many times guys are trying to create separation every single step of the way in the NBA? What he did on that dunk with the right hand, he moved Devin Mobley's hand out the way. Who cares? But they do that all the time when you're trying to create separation to get a jumper. Or how many times is the guy hooking your arm when you're trying to attack the lane and you can't get a layup in and they don't call anything?
It's because he's young, CP.
Rookie,
it's because he's a rookie. They don't want to give him all those favorable calls yet. You know, that's how the league works, man. It's like, oh, whoa. You got to earn your stripes, young blood, before you start getting all those calls. All right, these non-calls, I should say.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, man. We are going to get to the phones, Al, and tonight's callers are brought to you guys by Manscaped, the #1 men's grooming tool, both above and below the waist. Fellas, go out there and check out a brand new product from Manscaped, and it is the Chairman. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The electric foil shaver. Shout out to Manscaped for their new invention. Comes with an LED spotlight. You know they like to hook you guys up with the spotlight. Great battery life, up to 75 minutes of runtime. Skin-safe technology like Manscaped always specializes in. And then you got the interchangeable dual head system. So shout out to our guys at Manscaped. Go out there and check out their Chairman. And I think we're going to give this one away, man. This one is going to be the next KFTV giveaway. We did a giveaway last night. We'll do another one this week. Man. We'll give away a Chairman.
Chris Kringle over here.
Yeah, courtesy of our guys at Manscaped. But use our code, man, KFTV, 20% off plus free shipping. And no testimonials, man. Just go out there and get it. Shout out to our guys at Manscaped. Okay.
No testimonials, please.
No testimonials.
Stop.
All right, let's load up the Discord. LD, kick us off, man. LD on the Discord. Let's go. LD, do we have LD? All right, we don't have LD right now, Al. Okay, Christopher Blake, are you on the Discord? Go ahead, unmute your mic. You're ready.
Yo, CP, you know I'm here, bro. You know I'm here.
Yeah.
Frustrated, angry, but I'm taking it day by day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of finger pointing we could be doing on what went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, this thing just takes time. But there's just certain things that I saw out there that I did not like, and I just gotta call it out because they gotta work on it. Mm-hmm. JB gotta be more of a facilitator when that thing ain't going down, man. Like he's, he got options out there, utilize them. And even Towns, you got to be a little bit more aggressive too, bro. Like, you got to call for that rock if you see it's not coming your way. You're a leader on this team. You got to step up, speak up, step out.
Yeah. Do
something, bro. You just can't be passive. And I think, one of the reasons why we made that trade is because we felt like we wanted an anti-Julius, somebody that's just going to go along with JB's program. But sometimes you got to say, JB, your program ain't working, bro. You got to pass me. Like, I get paid $50 million. They going to be talking about me on KnicksFanTV, bro. You got to get me some work.
You got to help.
You know what I'm saying? They got to do something for my boy. But you know what? 3 games in, the Cavs did something we didn't do, right? They ran it back. We didn't run it back. We kind of took a step back to kind of push forward our potential ceiling. So we got to take the good with the bad. I'm going to complain every step of the way, kicking and screaming until we get to our end goal. But, just some things I see that just need some working on, bro.
Understandable. Totally understandable. And, not making excuses for Towns, but he just got here. And so he's got to figure out his lane and where he fits in the pecking order. How they want to go about doing things. It's going to take a collaborative approach between Thibs, firstly, as the coach, Brunson, and then Towns. So, it's game number 3, man. War Wounds. Game number 3. Just got to figure it out, man.
I feel it solid, bro. You be safe out here, all right?
Yeah, man. Stay up, man.
As always.
Christopher Blake on the Discord. All right, LD. Do we have LD this time?
Hello?
Here we go. Yes, sir. Here we go.
What's good?
How you feeling?
All right, I'm gonna keep it. I'm good. Alex mentioned something about why Cat is here for the pick and roll. Absolutely right. Mm-hmm. And obviously, it's the beginning of the season. You're missing a lot of players, Precious, Mitch, things of that sort. But just to get to the core of that discussion that he just had about the pick and roll, that's the theory, and that's what we would like. But what has actually happened for the past 2 seasons is, number one, dribbles per touch and seconds per touch. Jalen Brunson has led the league 2 years in a row. Pick and roll for the roll man. The Knicks have ranked dead last 2 years in a row. So there is the theory of what we want, right? And again, this is a new season.
Yeah.
But so far, Thibs' resume shows also another thing, dead last, team assist, and potential assist. So these things that we would like to see, again, it's not time to panic, but the trends do show that this is how Thibs does run his offense. And also, I know we Knicks fans, we love our roster. Our roster is amazing. We're not the only team in the NBA with a great roster. OKC has a great roster. Even the Clippers have a great roster. The Rockets, the Orlando Magic. Everybody has a good roster now because of this new CBA. So it's going to come down to, I love Jalen Brunson, but if we're going to keep it a buck, tonight, I don't know if he was trying to show out on Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
He
wasn't good tonight. He wasn't good tonight. Yeah, he wasn't good tonight.
He was doing a little too much,
Yeah. He wasn't good. From the Wade matchup, they were playing him tough from the Wade matchup, and I thought Mobley was a force tonight, man.
Yeah, it was. We did our thing. It was a tough game. Obviously, we got to get things in order, but we're gonna need Jalen Brunson to get used to moving the ball. There's only been one player in the league, or maybe two, his height or close to his height, that have led a team to a championship. Isaiah Thomas. There was a season he had 14. He had 14 assists a year. He averaged 9 assists for his career. And then there's Chauncey Billups, who also was not just looking to score first, he was facilitating. So I love Jalen Brunson, but we got to slow down on the, and then OG, I love you too, but don't put the ball on the floor. Like, you're way better doing don't put the ball on the floor.
Not always pretty.
That. Please don't do that. And Hukporti, we've been waiting. It's about time. But, that's my time on this, yo.
Okay.
Holla.
Hukporti Hive, man. 21.7 assists for Captain Clutch tonight. 8 at 24 from the field. 0 of 4 from downtown. Wasn't his night tonight, man. Wasn't his night tonight, Al.
Wasn't his night. And if we go back to even last season, he had a slow start. Him and Randall both had a slow start last season.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about Brunson, but once again, it's just recognizing when it's not working. And it's a balance, CP. You tell me what you think about this, because I know when it comes to Thibs, he tries to win every single game. Every game is like every regular season is like a championship run for him, right? But at what point do you balance letting my guy and not worrying necessarily about the win, letting my guys figure out their shot versus, let's just, if you're not having it, let's keep moving, because guys have to figure out to get into rhythm, right? And sometimes these games, even though we may not like to look at it that way, sometimes these games, especially early on in the season, it's like, it's just testing, it's feeling, it's like, all right, and we got a whole new starting five. At what point do you say, guys, we got to stop worrying about ourselves and trying to worry about Brunson getting back into rhythm and just focus on, getting these dubs and stacking them up?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, he's our guy. We're going to win or lose games based on how well he's playing. That's just who it is. He's still the best player on this team, and everything is going to flow through him. But with that being said, it's just like what we talked about last night on Knicks Weekly when the question was asked about, can he win the MVP? And we said, well, he's got a lot of talent, so that may hurt him. But on the flip side, with all this talent, you want to see his assist numbers go up and be playmaking for some of these guys, because, like Mikal Bridges showed, he's capable of going out there and getting buckets. Karl Anthony Towns is capable of going out there and getting buckets. So I think Brunson's job might be even harder this year because he guys that are capable of playing off of him, and he's going to be responsible for making sure that those guys are better because of it. So, I think that's on Thibs and JB. It'll be their job this year to make sure that happens. That's the challenge.
Man, well, I'm not going to say that they got to do it like ASAP, but we got you can't let the season get to a point where you're 20 games in and you're trying to work yourself out of a hole. So got to course correct sooner rather than later. And the 2-man game really has to get correct, because we were waiting for the whole Brunson and Randall, pick and roll 2-man game to unfold here. And, there were moments. We can't have moments with Brunson and Cat. All right. Cat is not the same type of player as Randall, where you could just drop the ball to him and let him do all those things. You got to work Cat in as a fluid offense, which we've seen even during preseason. it can be fluid. So I'd like to see that happen sooner rather than later. Just because if you're gonna have the Cavs, you're gonna have all the Celtics. You want to make sure that you're staying in the fold and don't fall too far behind.
Back to the phones we go, man. Mel27 on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Mel27.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man. What's your name? Where you calling in from, man?
Yeah, it's Jamel from the Bronx
Salute,
in Georgia right now. I called him before. It was Mel from Nebraska, but I moved since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to echo a few things y'all already said. I know JB and Thibs, they definitely gotta help create the system and facilitate more. JB's gonna have to be more of a facilitator to get everyone involved. There were a few times on the pick and roll where Dean Wade was on Cat. That's barbecue chicken. Go to work. JB got to let him know, get down in the post and do your thing. And then also, I think when Mitch comes back, I think we probably going to need to run the Twin Towers, have Cat at the 4 and Mitch at the 5, because Cat ain't much of a shot blocker. He wasn't a great defensive presence down there. So when Mitch comes back, I think that's really going to put us at full strength. Hopefully he can stay healthy this season. Yeah. That's what we need.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And one of the things, like, you know, with Hukporti Mania, one of the things I was looking at was when he was out there, I was like, not that, you know, he's all great and everything. Good for him. I'm happy that he's getting his opportunity. But the way I was looking at it was like, damn, once we get Mitch back, things will be really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't replace Mitch like that. So that's kind of how I was looking at the Hukporti minutes. I was like, damn, okay, he should be able to hold it down. But when Mitch comes back, we should be in a much, much better spot. So, you know, again, that's going to be some time. But for now, I liked what Hukporti gave us, man. I did like what he gave us. Here's a soundbite from Jalen Brunson. Here's Captain Clutch from the locker room, Al. Let's hear what he had to say tonight about the Knicks performance. Here was Jalen Brunson. Let me pull it up. All right, here we go.
With Carl, I think he had 8 shots.
Oh.
Carl, I think he had 8 shots. Is that something where they were taking him away, or?
I would say, I mean, as good as Carl is, no one can really take him out of the game. It's just on us. It's on me as a teammate to make sure we're all on the same page and we're all making sure that everyone's eating. And so, I mean, I gotta be better when it comes to that. I gotta adjust and I gotta see.
Josh usually takes.
You know what that means, Al? It means Miami's cooked. Because when Captain Clutch has a bad night and he takes the accountability, that's one thing. He's not running from it. He just said it's on me to make sure everybody eats. That means it's trouble when they hit the 305 on Wednesday.
And
you're getting a master class. That's what you're getting on Wednesday, bro.
Whatever the underdog higher or lower is for Karl Anthony Towns that night, I'm taking the higher.
Yeah.
Because you know Brunson's going to make sure that he stays activated in that game.
Yeah.
And I already got people in the chat saying that I miss Randall and all this type of stuff. I'm just saying it's a different offense. You can't just do the same thing we've been doing years past. You got to change it with the new roster and the new client, the new players that you have on the team.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Here was an interesting one from Thibs. Shout out to SNY Videos. I'll be on SNY tomorrow on the Putback with Ian Begley and Brendan Brown tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Here was another one from Thibs about the offense. I thought this is interesting. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, probably a combination of everything. You know, it's we have to generate more, and sometimes that's a byproduct of deep paint decisions. You know, like what's the read? You know, obviously you want as many layups as you can get, and then if there's 2 on, you spray it out, and then everyone has to you can't just stare at the ball. You have to stare at the whole court, so you got to read the man in front of you. What's he doing, so we don't get guys drifting up on each other.
I thought that was an interesting quote from Thibs, because it's something that I'm going to be curious to see as his team continues throughout the regular season. Like, how are they going to maintain that consistent flow. You know, getting those paint touches to get you driving kicks, or getting those paint touches to get easy layups, man. Sometimes it's still too trigger happy from the perimeter, especially in the first half. There's a lot of perimeter. Cavs defense was barreling down, and give them credit. But also, when Brunson left the game, I thought that second unit in the beginning struggled to get some easy buckets, to play make. You know, a lot of it was 3-point shots from McBride, or outside shots from Campaign, or outside shots from Mikal Bridges. But how are they going to generate some easy offense? And that, to me, has to start with the guard spot. So tonight wasn't Brunson's night. Didn't get that much from Payne from a playmaking standpoint with the second unit, although their defense, for the most part, was good enough to get them the job done. They just couldn't close offensively, man.
Hey, man, I told you, I've been talking about Campaign, and this comes to the question of Tyler Kolek yesterday, right? When is he going to start to enter the rotation? I wonder if you start to see him get some more minutes, because he's just a natural facilitator. Campaign, I keep saying it, like, the guy, you know, has his up and down moments. He could be hot one night, cold the next night, and you already see Hukporti getting in there over Jericho Sims. I wonder when that's going to start happening, and you're going to start giving a look to Tyler Kolek, because he looks more of a natural facilitator than Campaign does. This is that's just what it is. That's just what I see based on the eye test. You can't just have Brunson go out and this thing just goes to a screeching halt. And now it's like every man for himself, figure out who's going to create for what, and, you know, just go chucking up shots. We can't have that, man. This team needs somebody to organize and get guys into their spots. So Kolek, I'm wondering if he's going to start getting the look early, just like Hukporti did, just because of what you're saying. Like, it's noticeable, man. Brunson goes out for a little bit, you know. Looked like he banged his knee with, I forget who, but it's like
Wade.
You can't with Wade, but you can't miss a beat, man, because it's just limited at that spot at who can initiate the offense.
Number one show for the fans, by the fans, CP and Alex on the ones and twos. This is KnicksFanTV. Do me a favor, people in the chat, like, share, and subscribe. So to our guys watching on YouTube, on Twitter, X, and on Facebook. We are taking calls right now on the Discord, or you can call us up 657-383-1509. Let's get to Vader 2498 on the Discord. Vader 2498. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, how you guys doing?
How you doing, man? What's your name? Where you calling in from?
This is Nigel from Atlanta.
Oh, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, doing all right, man. Actually, no, I'm not doing all right. I'm not.
I was about to say, how are you doing? Well, all three teams are
Knicks lost.
Knicks
lost. Yankees put us out of our misery in the first inning, thank God, and the Giants are still the Giants. So, you know, not all that great.
I'm a Jets fan, but let's not get into that.
No. Another show.
Yeah. Right. So, just kind of picking up on what you guys are talking about with the offense. I remember in the summer when these trades first happened, there was a lot of dialogue that this team was built to contend with the Celtics. And when you look at this roster, and I think about, like I said, the fact that we were compared to the Celtics, I need to see a lot more drive and kick.
Yeah,
I feel like we don't do enough of that. I feel like basketball is doesn't do enough of that. But the Celtics do that great, and I feel like for whatever reason, to keep this short, I feel like teams with less talent drive and kick more, including the former Knicks teams that we've seen in the past few years. And I feel like that's what makes the Celtics so lethal on offense, is because they have that level of talent and drive and kick as much as they do. So I feel like we need to see that, and I feel like we also should see Cat in the mid post as a hub way more, just to get easier shots for everybody. Alex talked about, just the fluidity that we need.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. You got to utilize your big man as a force down load, and maybe that's a way to compensate for at times the lack of effective guard play, getting proper general penetration. Maybe it's some Cat with that second unit, running them some plays in that low block and letting him pass out of that. Maybe you're finding it, your Deuce, your Paynes, or your Bridges for three, just like we showed in that highlight reel. Yeah, maybe that's something that they go to.
Yeah, like you need a lot more movement to get guys. I mean, you guys know this, to get guys out of position. And I feel like with the amount of talent we have, and these guys do have high basketball IQ, especially in that starting five.
Yeah.
There's no reason why, I'm not worried. I'm pretty sure this is going to happen. It happens with every Tibbs team. We start to drive and kick once we hit our stride and the ball's moving well. Guys are getting off the ball, just like Tibbs just said in that soundbite. So I'm not worried, but I feel like that's a lot of what's glaring and what's holding us back in these first few games, especially the Celtics game and this one now.
Okay. All right. Appreciate the call, man. Call back anytime, man.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
All right. I saw a guy down in the A, man. The AL. The other guy, wasn't the other guy in the A? The other guy said something. He was like, he's from the Bronx, but he was in the A and now he's in Nebraska.
I thought he was from Nebraska, moved
to the Bronx. I don't know.
He's from the Bronx, was in Nebraska. I don't know where that guy was.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. But shout out to them. Let's go to the key stats of the night, Al. Brought to you by DraftKings. New sponsor, DraftKings. Shout out to our guys at DraftKings. This one started off early as a defensive kind of a, sloppy game. Knicks shot 44% from the field. Conversely, the Cavs 47%. Not a good night for three from either team. 32% for the Knicks and 9-28 shooting. 33% from the Cavs. Both teams did shoot 83.3% from the charity stripe. But what's up with Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson missing fourth quarter timely free throws? You can almost count on him now to make one or two in crunch time. Jalen, you got to tighten that up. It's a tight game. Make your free throws. Rebounds, 43-41. Knicks did win that one. 21-22, they won the assist battle by a little bit. Turnovers and points off of turnovers was a big one in their win over the Pacers. Although the Cavs conceded 14, they conceded 13 points off of those 14 turnovers. Conversely, Knicks 16 turnovers, gave up 14 points. Points in the paint. I mean, this is pretty much even down the lane, man. 54-52 in points in the paint. And there you have it, man. What were some of the key stats that stuck out to you?
I mean, as you said, this game was pretty. I mean, even the amount of field goal attempts, man, it was really close. I mean, Knicks took 90. Cavs took 82. The biggest difference, you can't even go to the 3-point shooting because the 3-point shooting was visible for both teams.
Yeah.
Honestly, you had to really watch this game and see the missed opportunities for the Knicks because the stats really don't do it justice. But the one thing I will say that I did enjoy is that, I talked about early when we watched the Knicks play against Boston, this team needed to get out in transition and score. Fast break points, 10. I do like to see that uptick. I think it was 14 when they did it against the Pacers. I do like watching this team get out and just get easy buckets, man. This team needs to do that. And the lineup that I really liked was in that second quarter, actually, with Brunson, Deuce, Hart, Bridges, and Hukporti. I thought that lineup in particular moves fast enough, and guys were just looking for each other, whether it's just like Hart, kicking off the break, and you're finding, whether it be Brunson finishing or Bridges finishing, you need more of that. So I'm happy to see that is improving through 3 games so far of the regular season, because there's going to be stuff like that you need in order to make these games easier on these guys. Because, look, as we saw down the stretch of this game, just relying on Brunson, going straight to ISO is not always going to be the answer. I get when, we're talking about a minute or less into the game. You want to make sure your best player gets the last shot. I understand isolation then, but it shouldn't be for 40, 50, 60% of the game. You know what I mean? There has to be a little bit more of a balance in how you attack opposing teams.
Yeah. And, well, when, I think my key stat, at least through half the game, was the Knicks' ability to rebound, because I'm still, because it's still early in the season and this is a brand new team, I'm still keeping an eye out on, can they maintain their rebounding edge that has been their calling card under Thibs over the past 4 years, especially when Julius was here and earlier in the game. And for most of the game, you saw them getting it done by committee. Josh Hart, a big factor in that. He collected his 13. He had Towns. He had OG grabbing boards, Bridges grabbing boards. So it was good to see that they were getting it done by committee, because a lot of rebounds is effort. So it was just good to see, to a man, the effort was there on the boards, and they were able to keep the Cavs off the boards. So that was a good sign. But again, not a great shooting night. I thought that was partly due to the Cavs defense and also the Knicks just not getting those down. Maybe we'll get some more shot attempts from Towns, and we'll get a rebound on Wednesday.
And CP, if you're talking about offensive rebounding, the Knicks finished with 13 tonight.
Yeah.
Last season, Knicks were number 1 in offensive boards through the 23-24 campaign with 12.7. So they matched that number tonight. Being the number 1 offensive rebounding team last year. And keep in mind, that is with Mitchell Robinson being out December 8th of last year. So knowing that, the team shows by committee, they're more than capable of doing that when everyone's healthy on this team.
True.
Without Josh Hart, though, who is going to step up? Is it going to be Hukporti? Who's going to be that guy, CP?
Yeah. Pacom Dadier. I'm just kidding. No, look, they're just going to have to weather the storm, man. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't seem like it's an injury that should sideline him for too long, even though we don't know the severity of it yet. He was able to walk to the locker room. Just seemed like he was beat up tonight. He was spent. He was beat up. And, maybe the ankle injury that was hampering him going into the game was re-aggravated. I'm not sure if it was the same one or not. We'll have to take a look. There. Anyway, Al, man, like I said, tonight's segment, the key stats of the night, is brought to you by a new sponsor, and that is DraftKings Sportsbook, ladies and gentlemen. The NBA is finally back, and a new season means new ways to get into the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Every point counts with DraftKings Sportsbook, so download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KFTV. That's code KFTV for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. If you have a gambling problem, make sure you call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. And on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus of age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. And for additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dnkg.co/bball. All right. Shout out to our guys at DraftKings Sportsbook. New sponsor here. And here we go. Let's get back to the phones. Keith Cap 22 on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Keith Cap.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, man? What's your name? Where you calling in from?
From New Jersey.
Oh, you coming in kind of low, man. Go ahead again. Try again.
From New Jersey.
Okay, go ahead. All right, we got you now. Go ahead.
So obviously I think tonight, was just one of those fluke things that, we're going to have to just really rely on, Thibs and everyone to watch the film and get better.
Yeah.
But like I remember from last year, we really didn't start becoming the talk of the town until, we all got our stuff together and everything. And I think that's what's going to happen with this team is, we're going to one day see them working and it's going to work well, and that's what we need. Yeah, I just think that Kat and Jalen have very unhidden potential, and they are going to be a very scary duo once they find that click. But I did notice tonight, even from watching 10 seconds of OG and Obi and Mikal Bridges stopping Darius Garland, you can see how well they can really double team a facilitator. Because Darius Garland looked nervous, and it would have been our ball if Anunoby did not reach. And I think, with Hukporti, he really proved himself tonight, and I think Sims will be on his way out of the rotation or out of the city. But I think that, all three of our rookies are going to make very solid impacts in the future. And I think Kolek will get his time.
Okay. Appreciate the call, man. Tapping in from New Jersey. One thing I would say, Sims, I don't think this is a out of the rotation situation. You can't be out of the rotation with the Knicks because they are so woefully thin right now that you need basically everybody, especially on a night like tonight when Towns' foul situation got a little bit tricky at spots, and then he rested Towns in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes to go, Al. If you saw that, 5.5 to go. I looked at the box score. He only had 3 fouls at that point. So I don't know if that was a conditioning thing. He needed a breather. Something was hurting. I didn't really get the town sitting out at that point. But my point is that I think until Precious comes back, the 3 of those guys, Towns, Hukporti, Sims, that's going to be a constant rotation of minutes until Precious comes back. I don't think it's a situation where you're going to see Sims completely out of there.
No, I don't see Sims completely out, but I see what happened tonight to him, and he only got, essentially 4 minutes of playing time tonight. I can see Hukporti moving forward, taking that backup big spot, and then Sims, mixing in there. And let's keep it real. You had Towns get into foul trouble tonight. He had 2, 3, and this is why he was in and out of the lineup for Thibs' purposes, because this has just been an issue for Cat his entire career. He could easily get into foul trouble. So I think Thibs was just trying to manage when he should be in there, so that way he didn't completely lose Towns, because there were moments where you just see Towns just reaching, not moving his feet to defend and stuff like that. They'll catch Towns quick on that one. And the next thing you know, you're without your stretch 5, and then what are you doing? So I think Thibs was trying to get ahead of that curve for tonight, but I don't necessarily think it's a conditioning thing. I think it's trying to protect Towns from himself, depending on the night and the matchup. So we're just waiting for that Towns Brunson game to really just burst. All right. And then once that happens, yes, Precious is going to add more depth to the big situation. But as of right now, it's going to be by committee. And depending on the matchup, you had Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley tonight. So you want to make sure you had enough height out there to compete with both of those guys.
Yeah, this is true, man. Let's hear what Cat had to say. He was asked about not shooting enough threes tonight. What was the box score here, Al? Two 3-point attempts for Cat tonight?
Yeah, only 2.
Let's hear what he had to say. He met with the media after the game. Here we go.
Talked about wanting to get more threes up. I guess what's the process there that's not happening? Because
I got to watch tape. That's really the simple answer. I just got to watch tape to see how we can get more threes up. Obviously, Boston has something in place that they showed that you could get up to 61 threes up. So there may be something there to learn from.
All right. So he's using Boston as the barometer there. I think you're giving him a little too much respect, but he's right. They'll look at the tape, figure it out, and get back to it. It's game 3. It is what it is, man.
It's early, man.
Yeah.
It's early. They're trying to figure – this is just everyone just trying to figure out what their roles is, and it's taking time. You know what Brunson's going to do. Good to see Bridges being aggressive, even OG being aggressive tonight. I know we don't want to see OG necessarily, just dribble too much tonight, but I did like the post moves he did tonight. I
liked him getting into his bag. I like that.
Dude, he was physical. He was throwing the shoulder. How he split the defense for the easy layup when when you had Garland, I think it was in the first quarter, sealing him off from working the post. Then he gets the correct positioning. They get him the entry pass, splits the defense, gets the easy layup. You like seeing that, man. And you're starting to see those guys are getting to rhythm. It's just now figuring out how Cat fits into the entire fold. Yeah. And then you'll start to see this offense take off.
Well, I think it's very important for OG to put the ball on the floor, because as a 40% close to it 3-point shooter, you can expect a lot of nights. Teams are not going to be leaving him open. So, or try not to at least, right? So when he gets the ball and teams are trying to close out his airspace or try to run him off the 3-point line, he's got to be able to do something with it. So I like the fact that he's getting more and more confident and more comfortable doing it, because you're going to need it. And if these guys are using Boston as the parameter, well, guess what? Boston 1 through 5 can do that. So that's something that you want to see these guys continuing to do. Okay, a couple more calls. Here we go. Knicks lose 110 to 104 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. To the phones we go. 682. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Hey, yo, salute, CP, salute, Alex. This is your boy, Lord Scientist.
Lord Scientist in the building at
Let's
KFTV go. Day one. Let's go, sir. You on the mic. Let's go.
All right, let me give you this real quick so I can try to get other people on.
Yeah.
First things first, everybody. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Y'all need to get them thumbs up because it's the number one show for the fans, by the fans.
He said
salute
it.
to the sponsors.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, dig this, right? This is game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just take a deep breath. Pump your brakes. Where I would rather us have our bruises and bumps right now in the first 10 to 15 games because once these 10, 15 games get back and everybody assesses themselves, because believe Thibs is going to hold them accountable. Believe Thibs is going to be showing them the videos. Mm-hmm. The potential that we have right now with this team hasn't even been opened yet, for lack of a better word. They're still trying to get in a rhythm. Mm-hmm. Like I was saying on another show about, like, even with the Boston Celtics and how we lost to the Celtics. Mm-hmm. Listen, the Celtics is a well-oiled machine. They've been doing what they've been doing for over 5 years, 8 years, whatever it is. So you can expect that, especially hearing the drama over the offseason, how the Celtics came in and was like, oh, so y'all coming for us? They had a point to prove. Mm-hmm. So that's water off a duck's back. This game here is water off a duck's back. Listen, we are the New York Knicks. We have the number one coach in the NBA who lives, breathes, and eats this game. We are going to be fine. We can critique all the simple, small mistakes, but the simple, small mistakes ain't going to mean nothing when we get to March and April. Because by the time this whole thing turns around, by the time December comes in January and we're clicking on all cylinders, everybody going to have their pom-poms. Everybody going to be ready to jump out the window.
Let's go.
So what I'm saying in all of that,
takes time.
I'm trying to put some adrenaline into this Knicks fan base.
Let's go.
Stop getting caught up with this ticky-tack. This happened, the ref did this, and all. Expect it.
Yeah.
They don't want to see us get up and come and take Boston's throne.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want that. But we coming. Y'all have to understand, if you ever play basketball, and I played basketball before my sight got bad, and I'm listening to CK2K. Shout out to CK2K on the play-by-play.
Yep.
Listen, I am telling you, we're going to be fine. Let us get our bumps and bruises now and watch as it moves and continues to roll on, and we become well-oiled and well-machined. Everybody knows their position. Everybody knows how to move the ball. Watch what's going to happen. Watch how we're going to go on a 10, 15, 17-game winning streak. So I say that also to let y'all know that we are all right. And
there
another thing, for the Legends Lounge, I haven't heard nobody say this. Big up my China boy, Mr. Lynn Sanity. Why Lynn Sanity is not in the Legends Lounge?
Oh, we did. We did. Appreciate the call, Lord Sciences. We did bring up Lynn Sanity as Legends Lounge. We brought him up that episode. Then we out?
Yeah, we did. We did bring him up.
He was one of the first. I definitely brought it up, that Lynn Sanity wasn't around in the Legends Lounge. Starberry's in the building tonight. Patrick Ewing was in the building tonight.
That he was too.
Patrick was here. The new ambassador.
Welcome back.
Yeah. You know who was in the Legends Lounge? I put it out on Twitter on at the home opener.
Who?
Spencer Haywood was in the Legends Lounge.
Ooh.
Yeah, Spencer. I don't know what the occasion was. They brought Spencer back. Yeah. So anyway. Just had to talk about different things because we went 0 for 3 on the New York sports trifecta tonight. Knicks lose in the second half. The Yankees bumming it up in the World Series. I mean, what kind of age are we in where as a Yankee fan, you know the game is over after a 2-run home run in the first inning?
Bro.
Because this team has no heart, Al. I told you this yesterday in Knicks Weekly. They don't have heart.
You watch the Dodgers go up 2-0 in the first, and then these guys just lay down and don't make a fight.
Just in the Bronx. Swinging at everything. In the Bronx. They brought Joe Crack out. You know, he did all the way up. And they couldn't get all the way up.
They went all the way down.
They went all the way down tonight. Unbelievable,
Aaron Judge,
man.
what is going on, bro? You're hot during summer, but you are cold in the fall.
They just don't have it, man. They're just not there, man. A World Series sweep. They about to turn the lights out in the Bronx.
Dude, what happened to the Yankees that we used to love? Like, no one should just be happy that we're just there. If you're a Yankee fan, you're supposed to be there and win it. That's the Yankee mentality.
0 for 3. And Uncle Ralph is right. Yeah, of course, man. No, Dodgers are good. I mean, you know, they get everybody. They have everybody. They're a good team.
Bro, they lost all momentum in extra innings, game 1.
Yeah, lost it all.
Bro, meatball, down the middle, grand slam. That was it. The momentum was lost. They had to get that one to put the Dodgers on their heels, and then they just after that they're like, we could take these guys on. Then they're off. It started clicking. Look at it, 4-0 tonight. CP
Cole
4-0 tonight.
Cole is gonna be the next Musina, man. They're gonna waste him. You got a Cy Young ace on your staff, and his prime is gonna be wasted away on this team.
We did it to Tanaka too. Don't forget.
Yeah.
We did it to Tanaka.
Yeah.
That's sad, bro.
Let's go to the phones, man. Let's get the Glocks there to close us out, man. I saw the Glocks on Friday night. He was with me when they gave up that extra innings meatball, man. So, only right that he closes his show. Cody Glock, ladies and gentlemen. Close us out tonight, man. Excuse me?
My bad, man. Yo, shout out DraftKings, man.
Yeah.
I average 0 turnovers with DraftKings, man. I take care of the ball profusely with the utmost perfection in my mixing. I take care of my picks, I should say. No testimonials, church, preach, tabernacle.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Let me start this off straight. Listen, let me tell you something about Mitchie. You see Mitchie? I bet y'all miss Mitchie now.
How you bring Mitchie into this, man?
No, let me finish. Let me get my shot off. Look, y'all forgot Mitchie put both Cavs big men in his pocket, didn't we? How we forget, right?
Yeah, they seem like they came in with revenge tonight, man, because of what Mitchie did in the past, man. I think they were a little
especially Evan Mobley cooking cat, just cooking cat like a premium. I don't want to say it, you know, because there's a lot of political stuff with cooking cats going on around here. But yo, man, cook cat, just cook them, and I'm not mad. You feel me? I'm not as mad as I thought I would be. Let me say that with the loss, because I see elite defense. And us going up 13, we still, you know, playing our worst basketball. So everyone calm down on that standpoint, you feel me? Because we still, like the other caller said, we're not a well-oiled machine yet.
Yeah.
But we know who the guys are going to show up for us on the scoring side.
Mm-hmm.
We know who those guys will be. But it's the start of the season. I would like to see more Tyler Kolek and some Dottie action in these situations, man.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, Campaign, all right, he's been playing defense and making an effort. I like it. But Tyler Kolek is a natural initiator. A player like him would have helped us today. Believe it or not, he would have helped us today. I don't like how they sold Hukporti out of that dunk on Evan Mobley, too.
Yeah, they ruined his garden moment, man. They ruined his garden moment tonight, man.
Come on, like sometimes refs just gotta stand out the way on a highlight play, man. Like, come on, bro. You see, he's already intimidating the opposing players. He has to learn when to jump and when to just intimidate. But he's already inching the simulation out of the rotation because Jericho Sims, you the little thun. You a good athletic 5. You're just not cut for New York, man. You're not cut for the New York Knicks. Not enough ferocity. You play too light skinned. I'm sorry. You feel me? I'm just sorry. just nonchalant, like a light skin. Come on, I'm all right. But Mikal Bridges' fall away midi is making me proud as hell.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't like that they went away from him, man. I want to see my guy Bridges going in, man.
Me too, man. He's going to keep on balling. I see the consistency in that fall away. And I like how it's coming to him. You know, he's not gonna like going to grab it. It's coming to him. You know, and it's gonna be kept up. OG needs to get it together offensively, but I'm not worried. We're getting dinged up. I seen Josh come out the game, and you know if he comes out, there's something just ain't right. But let me make this one last point, right? Let me make this one last point. If we got Jalen Brunson at the line, right? And it's a fourth quarter close game, can the people at MSG just wait till he makes the free throw to cheer him on and encourage him? He's about to shoot a free throw, and I hear a kid all the way from the TV screen shouting, MVP, MVP. Like, yo, the MVP chant, the guy before he gets his routine going. Somebody shut that kid the hell up. Let the man concentrate.
The clock's
I'm tired of this guy missing free throws, man. You're our captain. You're the point guard, and I expect free throws to go down at least. It's pissing me off. JB, get it together, man.
Let's go.
Yo,
man.
shout out Nikki Pipes, man.
Yeah, shout out to Nikki, man.
Shout out CP free throws, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Alex, man.
Okay.
Shout out all my Yankees fans. Hold your head, man. I'm getting. Shout out Takamichi Noku. Shout out DJ Clark Kent, man.
Yeah,
shout out DJ Clark Kent. Brooklyn's finest, sky's the limit, realms, players anthem. Rest in power to the legend, man. I'm out, man.
There you go. Cody Glock, ladies and gentlemen, closing the show. He was a little Aggie tonight, Al.
He was attacking everybody.
He was attacking. Yeah, he's out on a mission there for Mitchie, man. He's out on a mission for Mitchie, man.
He said, "Have you seen my other guy Mitchie?" And I'm like, "What? On Snapchat?
Yeah.
Where? What are we talking about?"
What did Mitchie have to do with this, man? So, oh man, salute. Well, hey, we'll get him next time, man. Wednesday in Miami, but we got Game of the Week preview tomorrow. Keeping it rocking, right? Game of the Week preview tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
9:30 p.m. tomorrow, my good man.
Game
Covering
of the week.
the Miami Heat.
Yes.
Knicks Heat matchup, right?
Knicks
you already
Heat.
know we had to do Knicks Heat for this week.
Yeah.
Gonna have Brady Hawk coming through, man. We're gonna break down that game tomorrow. So make sure to tap in.
Yeah, make sure you guys tap in. 1 o'clock, I'll be on SNY. Ian Begley, Brendan Brown, the putback, with Ian Begley. So make sure you guys tap into that. Also, remember that the show's available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. You can catch us on all major podcast platforms. Support our sponsors, man. Once again, DraftKings, a new sponsor at KnicksFanTV. Use our code KFTV for $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet $5. Use our code KFTV. We also want to thank our sponsors over at Manscaped, the #1 men's grooming tool, both above and below the waist. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. You know about the Lawnmower 4.0, 5.0. You know about it. But check out the Chairman, the electric foil shaver, the newest product to the Manscaped suite of products. So there you go, man. And once again, Al, good show. We'll get them next time, man. Tough loss 110 to 104. Leave us some comments in the comment section. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel, man. We out of here. Great show.